Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Ecfl recap on Northeast Streaming Sports. I'm Mac from the Sports Corner on Northeast Streaming Sports, and I'll be here every Monday at 7, and I will talk about last week's power rankings, last weekend's games, next week's schedule, and I have a couple guests thrown in there so that we can fill up our time and share some really good information about the Ecfl. Northeast Streaming Sports has just started covering it. We're covering two teams, really, one that's in the league right now, and the other one will be coming in soon. So we got a lot of information to get to you today. So let's start with last week's power rankings before the games played. And this is what they had up there before the games. Of course, that might have changed since after the games have played. So as of last Wednesday, New Milford Fire was rated number 1. Marlboro Shamrocks were rated number 2. The Taunton Gladiators rated number 3. Southern New England Admirals rated number 4. 5 was the Southern Maine Racing Bulls. Number 6, the Boston Bandits. 7, the Granite State Destroyers. 8, the Marshfield Hurricanes. 9, the Rhode Island Cowboys. 10, the Connecticut Panthers. 11, the Troy City Titans. 12, the Connecticut Mustangs. 13, Mill City Eagles. 14, the Middleborough Cobras. Middleborough Cobras, yes. And 15, the Brockton Bucks. So out of the 26 teams, those were the top 15 rated before the games played this weekend. And we know that they've changed because this weekend the Mustangs beat the Cowboys. So, we're going to be talking to the Mustangs GM coming up here soon, Shaq Jones, and we'll talk a little bit about the game. That's the game that we actually covered live before the internet service went out near the end of the third quarter. So we'll talk about a little bit about that, and we'll talk a little bit about, the standings as they stand now. It's really interesting to me, me just starting to cover the ECFL, and I didn't realize there were so many teams and so many games, which is very exciting for me. I'm a big semi-pro football fan. I was following when I was a kid back in the 70s. A very, very good team was called the Hartford Knights. And the Hartford Knights had actual 4 players that went on to play in the NFL and that became all pros. That wasn't the only 4. But, others went to other teams. But the 4 that I remember, Marv Hubbard went on to play with the Oakland Raiders. Coy Bacon went on to play with the Washington Redskins. Bob Tucker went on to play with the New York Giants. And the 4th one slips my mind right now. But there were other players that went on and played for the professional football. And, one played with the Jets when Joe Namath was quarterback. He was an offensive tackle. And, so semi-pro football has been around for a number of years. It was a lot bigger before the NCAA became something. The ESPN, kind of took it up and made it bigger and bigger. But I see right now that the semi-pro football is kind of making a comeback, and we would love to be part of that, and we're trying to do that right now. So let's look at the East Coast Conference. We have in the Northern Division, the Granite State Destroyers are 1-0. They won 18-7. The Boston Bandits are also 1-0. They won 20-14. The Mill City Eagles won 47-0, and a pretty lopsided win. The Southern Maine Raging Bulls and the Marshfield Hurricanes each lost. So right now you have a 3-way tie for first place in the Northern Division of the East Coast Conference. In the Central Division, you have the Middleborough Cobras 1-0. They won 31-18. The Troy City Titans, the Taunton Gladiators, and Brockton Bucks all are 0-1. The Southern New England Admirals are 0-0. It doesn't look like they played over the weekend. The Southern Division, you had the New Middleford Fire. I think they were, if I read it right, they were champions last year. So they're going to be a test for any team that plays them this year. They won 33-0. The Connecticut Mustangs, the team we covered, they won 27-24. As I said, we should have Shaq Jones in here. We'll talk a little bit and break down the game. The Marlboro Shamrocks 1-0. They won in a tight one, 23-20, followed by the Rhode Island Cowboys and the Connecticut Panthers, who are both 0-1. In the New England Conference, the Hartford Rebels are 1-0. They won their game 20-0. The Haverhill Hitmen, are 1-0. They won 13-7. Rhode Island Ravens also are undefeated from their first game. They won 6-0 in a pretty defensive game there. The Northeast Bulls, they lost 13-7, I would imagine, against the Hitmen. And the New England Flyers are the ones that look like lost to the Rhode Island Ravens 6-0. So those two games are very defensive, hard-fought games. In the Coast Division, the Connecticut Tar Heels are 1-0. They won 12-0. Connecticut Thundercats 1-0. They won 6-0. The Silver City Wolves are 0-1. Connecticut Brawlers are 0-1. The Golden Badgers are 0-0. It doesn't look like they played. So a very, very low scoring for the most part defensive battles. You would expect that, during the first week of the games. But I like the fact that we're off fast. We had some blowouts, which, some teams probably have a lot more experienced players. I don't know how the turnover is going in the league. And coaches out there are associates of any team. If you want to get me some of the scoring, the updates for your games, if you want to get some kind of game summary, go ahead and just send it over here to macman.121062 at yahoo.com, and I'll definitely I'll put up some kind of summary, talk about the game, who scored, some of the highlights from the games, and we'll talk about it. I got a Wolves update for you. So in the Wolves game, let me see if I got this right. See if I can find it. I don't have the page in front of you. But anyway, the Wolves, it was a 6-0 game. Let me go back here really quick. Let me see if I can get this game summary up here. Let me see the Wolves. The Wolves won 6-0. Am I saying it right? I know I had the sheet here before. I was just talking to one of the coaches that played for that. Well, anyway, please, coaches, get me your summaries to macman.121062 at yahoo.com. Yeah, check it out for me. I got my assistant producer right now seeing if I can get that information for you, because I want to say it because one of the coaches got me that information. And I'd love to share it with you right now. Let's see if we got it. I don't see it there. Thank you. Nope. So anyway, let's see. No, none of that. Thank you anyway. So anyway, please, coaches, get me your information. Oh, there we go. Thank you very much. 6-0, Silver City, the Connecticut Thundercats beat the Silver City Wolves, and that was on a snap that was over the quarterback's head, and they recovered it for a touchdown in the end zone near the end of the game. So, I mean, anything could happen in football, right? And mistakes are normally what happens. As Coach Bill Parcells once said, that 5 plays during the game normally decides the game, whether it's a mistake, a penalty that ends a drive, or something like that. So anyway, that's the information I wanted to get to you, that this Connecticut Thundercats 6, the Silver City Wolves 0. So that's one of the updates I got from one of the coaches. So again, if you got a shot, send me your game summary to MacMan period 121062 at yahoo.com, and I'll get that information out in my next recap. So as I said, coming up soon, we're going to be having Shaq Jones from the Connecticut Mustangs. And we're going to talk a little bit about the game. It was a very exciting game, folks. Something that we covered. He was kind of not only the GM, but he was our sideline reporter. He did a heck of a job. So we'll have him coming in soon. So let's take a look at next week's games. See if we can get this pulled up for you. So in East Coast Conference, there we go. The game summaries. So, yeah, it's basically the same thing. I don't have that in front. Oh, here we go. Claude Blackshear has come in, and he's going to be the coach of the Connecticut Northern Men, a team that's coming up. He's in a little early, but I'll take him anyway since I'm bumbling and stumbling here. So let's bring up Coach, and we'll talk a little bit about the Connecticut Valley Northmen here in Connecticut. So how you doing today, Coach?
Oh, hanging in there, bud. Thank you for having me.
Well, no problem at all. You saved me, man, because I'm trying to find my paperwork. I got all kinds of paperwork all over the place. I'm trying to get as much information out as I can about the ECFL and the games. But what's interesting with you, Coach, and if you could tell us a little bit about yourself, how many years you've been coaching, a little bit about the Northmen, where you guys are at right now, as far as players that you have, that core players that you have, because I know you guys are getting into the league next year. But so tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Oh, well, I'm a resident of Ecfl, Connecticut. I have been coaching, approximately 18 years. I've had a little siesta there for a bit. But the opportunity came up where if I'd be interested in taking the head coach job of the Northmen, it just come pretty close at the right time. I was getting ready to retire my full-time job.
Right.
I says, well, either I coach here or I go back to New Mexico and coach some. So here I am.
Okay, so in New Mexico, you coached down there. What did you coach down there, Coach? What kind of?
I started off with youth. Down there, and after that, I went into the service, and I spent a pretty good click in the service, and nothing was happening in New Mexico. I came to Connecticut, been here for 30 years, and just coached off and on here for quite some time. Got in with the youth, with the high schools, and men's league. They're mostly in the flag, which was a challenge by itself. But yeah, no, just been it's in New Mexico. Football's in the blood, and it's a religion,
right?
And so it was hard to say no to when I was asked if I would be willing to take on the task here.
That's excellent. And I thought it'd be interesting for the viewers to know what it's like to try to put together a team. I coached for 12 years, youth, high school, and almost got into a small class C school. Had some things that prevented me from getting in there, but that's for another day. So when you're putting together a team, and I mean, you're putting together a team from scratch on up to join the ECFL next year. So being a coach and having tryouts, what exactly are you looking for from these guys trying out to make the team?
Oh, first the heart. I can pretty much read one that's talking out the south side out of their hip pads, or one that's talking off the shoulder. Everybody's a running back. Everybody's a wide receiver.
Sure.
So, I've seen it, done it, got the T-shirt. So, I run basic drills, and I mean, we'll start at ground zero basic drills, like if they were little peewees. And just, and then you can start reading what you have. And fortunately, with the membership that we've collected so far, I am seeing some talent. It's going to need some, smoothing off the edges. But I would like to say I have a game plan set up, but until I can get further on and see what I exactly have for personnel, I'll work from there, whether we work, smash mouth, whether we work spread, whether, it's all in the personnel.
Sure, exactly. So your roster, how big is your roster, Coach, that you can carry on the team for the league?
Well, right now I'm pushing about 25
Right.
that have said, and some got other programs that they're involved with right now. So, I'm good with that. Uh, Once we get closer to where it's time where it's either put up or get out, uh, I think we're going to be in pretty good shape. If I could get, the dream is 50.
Sure.
But, reality be the dictator when it gets game day.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. So, I mean, you've got to be involved with the owner there. I know him a little bit, and I imagine you're involved with him in getting funds for the team, raising money, trying to get equipment, shirts, all the basic necessities you need to run a football team. A lot of people may not realize this, but the players out there aren't getting paid, and so. Right. Like in youth football, your nonprofit organizations, and you can raise so much funds and have so much in the bank, and you can only have so much before you become a business, which is something the government loves to do to you. They want to tax you. So so anyway, you got to spend the money. You got to keep it under a certain amount. So when you're raising funds, how's the community support been here? Been there in Enfield?
For just kicking off, I am really surprised that I've gotten some great support. We've got a couple major donators that are bending over backwards to give us a hand. The town, used to be a real football town.
Right.
It had, the 2 high schools, 2 youth programs. Things kind of slowed down a little bit. Well, and starting to see even the high schools are saying, hey, we have the one high school now, and they're saying, well, hey, this is not going to hurt us any,
Sure.
So if they can get talent to come in, they're just, they're going to benefit off it. And then, naturally, I'm going to try to suck up every bit of talent I can get here.
Sure. So working hand in hand in with the community, and getting that support, of course, is a basic for having a successful team in the league. The players are another story. Now, I've covered the Connecticut Falcons. We're covering the Mustangs a little bit, and actually we called a game live for them this weekend. That's the crazy thing to me. You have 18-year-olders, or you can have 40-something-year-olders. The 18-year-olders are normally they want to get taped for college or continue your college career. Then you got the ones that are in their 20s and they're still, maybe getting taped so they can push on to arena football, Canadian football, maybe get a tryout with an NFL team. It's all about the tape for those guys. And then you get to the older guys that, they're still kind of holding on to that dream. They love playing football. They love the game. They love the hit, and they love the brotherhood of the togetherness. Are you finding that out with your tryouts, Coach?
Oh, well, you hit all 4 cylinders on that one. It's I got a pretty young start right now, and like you say, with the COVID and all that nonsense that happened earlier on, shot a lot of dreams. So ones that are playing maybe the Class B, Class C division in college kind of got their careers cut short. So if they want, come on with all open arms. They the older gentleman, absolutely. I can say that because I'm definitely an older gentleman. And then I had the first question I ever asked, even with the youth, is are these kids here because they want to play ball, or is it something mom and dad were trying to did in their days or didn't do?
Right.
And it's kind of the same way, not so much with the parents, but, I asked them, if you're out here just so you can look good in a uniform, well, I can find other jobs for you to do that.
Sure.
People that I do have, and there's some that, that got the heart of a lion and the body of a tin man,
Okay.
But,
yeah.
But they have the heart. And a lot of times that littlest feather can knock over the biggest weight, So
I hear you.
You got the heart, you got the love. Let's bring it on, baby. Let's, I'm ready to dance if they are.
Hell yeah.
That sounds great. Down underneath right now, Coach, I got a GM called Jack Jones. He's with the Connecticut Mustangs. I'm going to bring him up with us. We'll kind of talk together about some of the things that are going on. Let me see if I can find him. Let's see, Connecticut Valley, blah blah blah. Shaq Jones. Well, let's bring Shaq up. How you doing today, Shaq?
Mac, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing great. I got the coach of a newer team that's coming into the league next year. He's with the Connecticut Northern Men, and he'll be coming in. They'll be coming in next year. Now, you've been doing it not for a long time, right, Shaq?
Semi-pro. This is my 6th year.
As a GM, coach, or just playing, or what, Shaq?
All three as
right.
That lasted. Last year was my last season. Then I started owning with the Falcons / coaching with them. Now this is actually my first official year as a GM.
Excellent. So when you see now, I imagine when you first started, like Coach has here, when you first started, was the team already put together for you? The team that you went on, have you ever? Let's put it a different way, Shaq. You just started really getting to ownership and the GM, and I was just talking about the coach about community and how important it is to have the community behind you, because this is how you support. You support the team, and this is where normally you get your players from. So I mean, it's a double dipper. I mean, you need both of that to have a successful team. So what have you done? Maybe Coach can get a couple pointers from you as far as getting the community involved in both your teams, and maybe Coach can tell you a little bit about what they're doing. I mean, I want to see all these teams be successful.
Right. Well, with the Falcons, we have some guys that work. What is that? Salvation Army. Salvation Army. They'll send out messages to Ivan, and he'll get on guys. Guys go down there for like a couple hours, help out, deliver stuff. We're actually gonna probably next season we're gonna do a clinic for what's the team? Meriden Raiders, I believe it is.
Okay. Yep.
To get those guys involved, and
The clinic.
they come to the games. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. My wife's also GM, so she was kind of
Know that dance, Coach.
but yeah, they Town of Meriden has a couple events going on, so they invite us down there. We show up, just show love to the community.
Yes.
And that's true. We were talking. We're starting an anti-bullying group with one of the churches here, so we can get that. And then, as you are, once we start a little more together or equipped, we're going to start working with camps for the kids to work on techniques and stuff like that. And then so far, like I say, we have an axe throwing event coming up, and they're working on doing donations. They'll give a certain percentage of what we bring in for the sales and that kind of stuff. And it doesn't hurt knowing the mayor when I used to coach him in football. So
that's a great. I mean, now we're talking. So guys, here I am, right? My assistant producer is the best, right? I'm looking for information. She says, "Why don't you look on your computer where it belongs?" And a little update: the Connecticut Thundercats did beat the Wolves 6-0. 3 minutes left. A snap over the head of the quarterback. The Thundercats recover the fumble and go into the end zone. Now, why I wanted to say that again. Now that's a defensive fight. I mean, that's two teams going at it 0-0, and one mistake in football.
One mistake.
That's all it takes. So I mean, you could work all week. You could have everything down. You're ready to rock. You go out there, you're playing a good game, and that one snap, all of a sudden that game is no longer yours. And that's the thing about football that I love and hate, right? Because I know you've got to be able to execute on offense. You got to be controlled aggression on defense and not make mistakes there. But all it takes is a bounce of the ball, and the game can go the other way. That's what makes football so exciting to me, because you're the best team that game. It doesn't matter about next week. So Coach, before I let you go, I want to ask you one more question as far as tryouts, because this will go out on different platforms, and I want the tryouts. I want to know when the tryouts are, and to let everybody know we're going to be down there, and we're going to be interviewing the coach, hopefully some players, some captains, some other coaches, and we're going to be down at Enfield High 6:45 on Wednesday, and we're going to kind of keep this going with the Connecticut River Valley Northmen and give them all the support we can. So the tryouts, can you give the days of the tryouts, Coach?
So we have one Wednesday, and then we do one on the Sunday evening at high school also, 6:45.
At both.
At Fermi, I'm sorry, excuse me, at Fermi.
That's Fermi.
Right, on Sunday.
The times are the same, Coach? They're both at 6:40?
Correct.
Okay, good.
This way everybody can take care of their personal business, and that time is not as cold and hot out there right now,
Right.
And nobody hurt just yet.
There you go. You kidding, Coach? I'd run them anyway. I would care.
Well, you know that. We got a pretty good hill. I'll have to show you when you come over Enfield High. And one of them made the mistake of saying, "Hey, what's the chances of doing that hill?" Bad question.
That's what coaches go. See, go ahead. Go run up there a couple times.
That's right. Bring plenty of water and salt pills with you, and you're good to go. So anyway, Coach, I want to thank you for stopping in. I wanted to introduce you in the Northern.
I appreciate the time.
To the ECFL and to Northeast Streaming Sports, and we'll be out there Wednesday, and we'll have more video. We're going to be showing you on this great new team forming, how it's coming together, and we want to follow you all the way up as much as we can till next year, and be showing your games too. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited. You guys are close to me. I'm up in Connecticut. I'm really excited about you having a team here that's really close to me, so I can go down there and bother you guys. Okay? So,
the door's always open.
All right, Coach. Hey, I want to thank you. Tell the owner thank you to him too. I love what he's doing, and I love the aggressiveness, and I love that you're doing something up here in the Enfield area. So you have a great day, and we'll see you Wednesday, Coach.
You got it, bud. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you, bud.
So there you go, folks. There he is, the Claude Blackshear, the head coach of the future coach now, and the future team in the ESFL next year, the Connecticut River Northern and River Valley Northern. Chuck, I figured I'd bring you on because it's all about the brotherhood, right? It's all about teams getting together and making this thing work out. So, so Shaq, we did cover your game. This weekend, we kind of fourth quarter, we kind of, ran out of internet connection. We don't know what happened there, but it was a very exciting game, and I want to go over it with you right now. And you guys ended up winning 27-24 over the Rhode Island Cowboys.
Yes,
in the beginning of the game, Jack, you guys looked like you were in a lot of trouble, to be honest. I mean, the offense was not executing. The offense for the Cowboys, the quarterback looked awesome. I don't know if he was or not, but from what I saw there, man, that guy could throw the ball. But even though they went up 2 quick scores on you in the first quarter, I mean, your defense made some huge plays to keep them out of the end zone because they had a lot more chances, Shaq.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard me say in the broadcast, what was it? 20-26.
Right.
That was me referring to a game we played against the same team in Connecticut. We were down 20-0 at halftime.
Wow.
We were able to turn turned everything around, came back, scored 26 straight on them to beat them. So being down 16-0 was nothing new to us. The
Yeah,
only thing we
yeah.
had to do, we just had to, buckle down on, and then make our adjustments and just, trust our coaching, Coach Becker, Coach Russo, and Coach Sal to put the team in the right place. And
Well, I think the second quarter, the best decision was made because the execution was a little, timing was a little off. You just went to power running, and the power running game they weren't. I don't know if they weren't expecting it, but you guys went one-on-one blocking at them. You were pulling, your running backs were leading. A lot of times it was the quarterback running with the ball. You hit him off tackle, you hit him offside, and you picked up some big yardage and really started kind of imposing your will on the Cowboys, if you will.
yeah, that formation we went in was called the single wing. Not too many, teams run the single wing, but if you run it right, it's very deadly, very deadly.
Yes,
So we pulled it out on them. They couldn't really, they didn't know what to do with it.
right? I mean, they started drawing, even when they were drawing the people up, Shaq, they couldn't stop it. And then your coach made a heck of a move off that power running. He started running a couple counters here and there because they were stuffing where you were, they knew you were running to, and all of a sudden you came back and you trapped the guy on the other side and sprang a couple big runs there too.
Yeah, that's where our backs, Dennis and Maz, and even Justin Wilson, number 7. They did what they had to do down in the trenches. Coach Sal, he's been doing this for a while, so the man knows what he's doing, and when it works, it works. It's beautiful.
So now with that power running game going, now you gave them something to think about. Now you start opening it up a little bit. And now the execution is there because, once you start moving the ball, especially in the first game, Shaq, the offense is always behind the defense for the most part. So you start moving the ball. Now all of a sudden you come out, you start throwing. The confidence is there. The execution is there. And your quarterback made some unbelievable throws on the run. And if it wasn't there, he ran with it. So
yeah.
The quarterback's name for everybody out there viewing is Shaq.
His first name's Nico. I kind of don't know how to pronounce his last name.
That's why I was asking you to do it, because the last name. So let's just say Nico. Nico really played an unbelievable game. He was under duress a lot of times, rolling out, and he was fighting the open guy, and he hit him he threw a big pass at the end of midway through the second quarter that found a guy open way downfield. It was a great throw. And now you guys go up 3-2. And I'm saying this is it. You guys are going to continue to roll. And then internet broke down on us. So so anyway, it looks like from what I saw, the next day was that the Cowboys came back a little bit.
Yeah, they dropped another score on us, tightened it up a little bit. But kudos to them. They took advantage of our us being out of position. But that was the only score they got. I think also what you missed was Nico threw a pretty good pass to number 14's the Trail Lions.
Right.
Got us right in good field position. And then we just kept playing our brand of football.
It was a great game. I give both teams credit. You guys went out there, you went to war. It was a heck of a game. And in fact, the Cowboys were rated a little bit higher than you in the power rankings. So I think you're going to move up a little bit here, Shaq.
Oh yeah. And going into that game, we all saw power rankings. So we were like, okay, wait a minute. We played these guys last year and we beat them. How are they ranked? Higher than us. So going into that game, we had a chip on it. We had to show everybody why, we are who we are.
Yeah. The number 14 there, he played everywhere. He's a another very, very valuable weapon you have on that team. And And next week, folks, we're going to try and cover the Mustangs again. They'll be a different team than me. I wish I could do it again, but we should have hopefully Logan and Landers and Jay McLovin on the same page with you this week, so we can go ahead and show your game again. And I love live football. There's nothing like it. So Shaq, next week, let me see if I can pull you up here. I think you got a pretty tough opponent there, Shaq. Is it the Milford Fire? Is that correct?
Yes, sir. They're last year's league champions, actually. I mean, we played 2 games against them last year. One was a very good game. The other game was a not so good game for us. We were on the end of a donut, but we're both 2 newly rostered teams this year. So I mean, anything can happen.
That's the truth. I mean, you can't just go off last year for sure, but they did win 33-0, Shaq. So it looks like they're ready to play. And hey, listen, I'm not saying they can't be beat. Don't get me wrong. I'm just playing devil's advocate with you here right now. Okay. So
I get it.
You got them at home. Again, the defense is going to have to play very well again. Your offense is going to have to move the ball. And any day, any team. And listen, I'm in your corner. We cover you, so I'm in your corner. And I hope you guys can come away 2-0. That would be outstanding. You guys would jump right up in the power ratings. Oh
yeah. So I mean, like you said, both teams, anybody could win. I mean, once again, we're on the other end of the predictions. Stick again this week. They got us losing big this week, actually.
Yeah,
my guys have seen. Once again, we're going to come out with a chip on our shoulder, and we got to get it done. But I mean, the only thing we have to change from from how we played last week, let it translate this week. I mean, we can't come out flat. We can't, especially not against this team. We got to come out guns blazing, doing what we got to do.
There's no doubt. And again, that running, Coach Sal told me last week he was going to do a mix of the run and the pass. And once that running game kind of softened them up a little bit, made them come up to play, closer to the line of scrimmage so that they could stop the run, they were prime time to throw on. And he did a great job. Your offensive coordinator did a great job making those adjustments. So what do you got for next week as far as are you guys going to be all set on your side? I'll make sure we're all set on our side. And and again, you're going to be a roving reporter down there on the sideline for us, Shaq?
Yeah, most likely I'll be doing it again this coming week. I figured out how to work the camera, so we're good.
Yeah. Well, it's the first time we got to get it together. It's going to be a little trial and error. And we did do most of the broadcast, and I was happy to show the viewers over at Northeast Streaming Sports a little bit about the Connecticut Mustangs and the ECFL. So Shaq, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go, and and we will see you Saturday if I'm not mistaken, and that will be at your home. You guys are Memorial Field, so go get them, my friend. Go get them, and we'll see you next week.
All righty, thank you.
Thank you, Shaq, for coming in and joining us. So there you go, folks. GM Shaq Jones, who's also involved with the Connecticut Falcons in the Tri-Borough League. But he's doing a tremendous job, him and the coaching staff over there at the Connecticut Mustangs in the ECFL. So again, let's take a quick look. At the schedule that they have posted up here. So you're starting off Friday with the Troy City Titans at the Brockton Bucks at Brockton High School. You got the Southern New England Admirals at the Southern Maine Raging Bulls. So that should be a good game over there at Deering High School. Boston Bandits against the Granite State Destroyers. That's a heck of a name. Both of those names are good. The Mill City Eagles versus the Marshfield Hurricanes. In the Central Division, we have the Taunton Gladiators against the Middleborough Cobras. In the Southern Division, we have, as we were talking about, the New Milford Fire against the Connecticut Mustangs. Rhode Island Cowboys are going to square off against the Connecticut Panthers. That should be a good one, folks. Make sure you tune in and watch that if you can. And in the New England Conference, we got the Northeast Bulls against the Hartford Rebels, and that's to be announced. They're not sure. They don't have the information on where they're playing yet. The New England Flyers at the Green Valley Blackhawks. The Rhode Island Ravens against the Haverhill Hitmen. In the Coast Division, folks, you got the Golden Badgers versus the Connecticut Brawlers, and the Connecticut Thundercats versus the Connecticut Tar Heels. That'll be at 7 p.m. at Crosby High School. So that's it for today's update, folks. We will be doing this every Monday, and hopefully we can get more information. I encourage anybody associated with the teams that see this, please mail in some of the brief game summary, and a recap, and we'll recap it on Monday, and we'll be talking about, we'll try and get more guests on for you, talk about a little bit more about, the football, what's going on as far as how the players are feeling, what's going on after a loss, after a win. I don't care. It's all a great story when it comes to football. So, folks, I thank you for tuning in. Next Monday, a little more information, maybe a couple more guests, and maybe a little bit more organized. So that'd be nice. So, I believe it. I do this kind of for a living, and But anyway, we'll see you again Monday, 7 p.m. Join me, and we'll have, like I said, more information and coaches or anybody that's associated with the teams. Please email me, and I'll get that up on the screen, and we'll talk about it next week. I thank you all for tuning in. You have a great night, and we'll see you next Monday on the ESFL recap.